Shows here at Fox 5, and we got some good news. We found out that our true crime series, The Tape Room, won a New York Emmy Award. Wanted to thank the organization for putting on the show tonight under such difficult circumstances. Also want to thank our news director, Byron Harmon, who allowed me to create this podcast and then turn it into a TV special. Ahmad Asghar, our assistant news director, and Matt Onimus, executive producer. This was our idea. We got it off the ground. Chris Sobel, executive producer. You helped us get it on the air. Noreen Coles, our wonderful editor. This story was about a young man named Jamal Molly Gaines. He was shot and killed inside his store in Rahway, New Jersey. It's a case that is still unsolved to this day. Have so much respect for his mother, Tina Wilson, and his sister, Divinity Gaines. You two have been through so much, and we are hoping that you will find answers and justice.
Hello, 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 hello. I am Tina, and I do want to welcome you. If you're watching me on LinkedIn, if you're watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on our YouTube channel, I just want to say thank you. If you know, I've been coming through here pretty often talking about that sneaker drive down there. If you did not know, it's all about the Molly Gaines. Love, 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 love. You see this beautiful smile on my face? It's because he's shining down right now, and I think, I'm gonna take these off, I don't need them. I think he's a little bit proud of me. I really do. So if you guys didn't know, it's been 6 years since Jamal, my son, was murdered. He was 21 years old, sneaker owner, and he affected so many lives. And I really did not realize this until he was gone. And I guess it's like that with most people, right? You don't really know what they've accomplished. You don't really know what they've done until they're gone, right? So if you're watching this right now, I want you to just share it on Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, send the post to someone, because we just definitely want to make sure we make everyone aware of what's going on. Because like I said, when you're alive, you don't really realize how you affect people. And I am sharing this, I am doing this to just remind everyone of how important it is to be accountable. I'm sorry, I'm like double doing it right here, trying to share and links and all over the place, because I'm working really, really, I don't like the word hard, but guys, I'm working hard. I'm working hard to get 300 pairs of sneakers to Nigeria. And let me tell you why I'm doing this. Jamal's birthday is coming up. And every year I like to do something to honor him. And my daughter and I are both turning an amazing age. Like, she's going to be turning 30. I'm going to be turning 50. And I said I wanted to do something phenomenal. So I decided to ship 100 pairs of sneakers to Nigeria. And I found someone who knows someone at a school there. It's the Wanina School Children's Foundation in Nigeria. And then I found out there was over 200 kids there. So then I bumped the number up to 200. And then I was just like, 200 may not cut it. Long story short, I'm shooting for 300 sneakers. So if you're watching this link right here, I invite you to go to this website. This is a beautiful website that my good friend made. If I can find it, it's here somewhere. It's called lionhearted.app. Oh my gosh, it's not here. It's okay. I can find it. I can bring it up here. But today I am bringing my mother through because, like I said, I really had no idea how many lives Jamal really affected. And it's funny because sometimes we can be a little selfish. I'm just going to speak for myself. I was a little selfish. So when people die, um, how can I say this without being rude? I was kind of cold because I was like, what are they being so upset about? Like, they didn't even know him that well. I don't know what relationship Jamal had with other people. So I'm super excited to have this conversation with my mother because I see the videos and I see the pictures. And when it happened, I communicated with people, but I really didn't communicate with people. Like, I heard them, but I just kind of let it go in and out. So 2016, February 26, 27, 28, probably that whole freaking year, I tuned everyone out. So I'm super excited to have this conversation with my mom. Make some noise from my mother, the beautiful. Hi, mommy. Hey,
Hi,
girl. Hey, girl. Hey, how you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful and I'm so excited. I'm going to see you in a couple of days.
I know, I know. So, guys, my mother and I and my daughter have the opportunity and the blessing. We actually were awarded a trip to Costa Rica. It's a mental health retreat, and it's in honor of our I was going to say our son, in honor of Jamal. The woman who runs the event, her name is Jill Henderson, and she runs the Bakari Foundation, and she runs it in honor of her son, who was murdered as well. I actually met her about 3, maybe 4 years ago at the Circle of Mothers. If you're a mother and you've lost a son, then you know that nobody knows what you're going through. They don't understand. They just don't get it. So we met at Circle of Mothers, and Jill's son, I have to talk about him a little bit because she's so amazing and he was so amazing. He graduated from college and he had a clothing line that he wanted to do. So he went to Greece for a vacation, to have some fun with some of his friends. And he was out at a club/bar, probably bar. Yes, it was a bar. They actually have footage of this craziness, guys. And while he was there, this white lady asked him to take a picture because he was very attractive. Can I say, if you see a picture of him, he's very attractive. And they took the picture, and then some guys started picking on him because, why are you taking a picture with him? Long story short, they beat him up to death. And it was about 8, 10, maybe 12 men. There's video footage of this. It's pretty horrible. And to honor her son, she decided to do a traveling event. She honored, I think it was 4 or 5 families who've lost children to go on retreats. So this is going to be a mental health retreat. I'm excited and a little bit nervous and scared at the same time. My daughter and my mom together and we had our first interview with the mental health coach the other day. And my daughter, she's so spiritual and so into her feelings. She said to the therapist, she's like, so what happens when this retreat is over? Like, you guys are going to take us there. You're going to have us open up, and then we get back home, and then what happens? And they did say they had services for us after, but, that's why I say I'm excited and sad. But I've got my mom here. And Mommy, I want you to share with me your very first memory of Jamal. Can you remember when you first saw him? What were your feelings? What were your thoughts?
The little
Yes.
skinny thing, the little skinny boy.
Yes,
That's what he was. He was
Yes,
so skinny.
he was very skinny. I used to call him Bone Bone. That was my nickname for him, Bone Bone. But he was really tiny. I remember he was so tiny. My father never even held him. My father died at 49, and Jamal was a baby, but he never held him because he was so small. He was afraid.
It's
He was
afraid they'll
afraid
break.
he would drop him. Yeah, he's like, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall. So, Mommy, like I said, I would love for you to share whatever it is that's on your heart because I feel that I may have shut you down for years and years. Not because of you, because of me, because of how it would make me feel, because it would make me sad. So I never really got to hear your side of how you feel about the whole Molly Gaines story. So I would love to hear that.
Wow. That's going to be a lot. That opens up a lot in me because I had moved from New Jersey to Texas that April or May. And my nephew, Kevin, had said, Auntie, if you move, they're going to kill Molly. And I'm like, boy, shut your mouth up. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, I moved. And that following February, that's when I got the phone call from Tina. And I could not believe it because that would be the last person that I would expect because Jamal was the type of child growing up. He wanted to please. He wanted to make everything perfect. I remember one time when his sister was dancing with the Nick City kids and we went to a game and we were leaving and we were walking in the parking lot and he came over to me and he said, Grandma, why are you so happy today? You're usually not happy. And I told him, I said, the reason I'm happy today is because I'm doing something I love. I'm with my grandkids and my daughter, and we're having fun. I said, when I'm doing something that I don't want to do, I'm not going to be happy, and it's going to show on me. And he just looked at me, he was surprised. And we had this special little bond, and at times he used to be afraid. Well, let me rephrase that. My second husband, he used to tease Jamal, and he would say, hit your grandmother. And he'll walk over to hit me, and I'll say, boy, if you dare. And then he'll walk back to him, and it's like, I told you, hit your grandmother. And he'll walk back in front of me. And he just went on for like 3 or 4 times. And finally, he just stood in the middle and he just started crying. And I grabbed him and I said, I love you. Don't cry. And then when I asked Louis, why did he do that? He said he was trying to make him strong. And he was trying to make him realize that one day he's going to have to stand up to people because he was so quiet, at and then another time I remember I took him to a football. He was playing football and it started raining. And he called me to come get him. And I'm like, why? He's like, it's raining. I'm like, uh, you're supposed to play football in the rain? So it was just stories like this. And then when he got his store, well, right before he got his store, and I went to his room one time to the house, and I saw the wall full of sneakers, and I went off on him, and I'm like, Jamal, what are you doing to your mom's credit card? You cannot do this. And it's like, but grandma, I don't owe money to mommy. I borrowed one set of money for sneakers and I paid her back. This is how I make money. Still didn't get it. He even had me in the car with him going to stores to get the sneakers before they came out. I remember one time we went to Woodbridge Mall and I was in the car with him and everybody took a turn and it was my turn to go in. And I guess I messed up because when I came back, I got yelled at and he'd say, make grandma stay in the car. She don't know what she's doing. She almost blew the whole deal. Well, I did not know what I was doing. I was just following what these kids were saying to do. And was him and his friends always, they get in the car. And I had a big, SUV. And I'm like, anybody got gas? 6 kids. And they come up with $3. I'm like, really? So once he got older and he saw how expensive gas was, then they realized why I was the way I am. But I could go on and on with stories, and Tina just knows this. But one thing I would like to say, and I think I've gotten past it, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it to you. When we went when Donna came, your Aunt Donna came, and we all went to sit and eat dinner, and you were talking about the obituary. And I looked at it, and I'm like, Tina, you don't have Aunt Hetty and you don't have Aunt Joe in here. I said, those are the elders of the family. I said, and you don't have Jamal's grandmother. I think at the time, she was like 101. I'm like, you're supposed to have these names. And she snapped at me and said, be thankful you're in it because you almost didn't make it. And I told my friend in Bermuda what had happened, and I got mad at him. Because he told me, this has nothing to do with you. It's only her that was not your son, so you have no choice. You just do what she says and keep your mouth shut. And I really felt hurt because I was there. Yes, you were a single mom, but I was there. I took them to school when you said, that's it, I'm not taking you guys no more. I made sure they went. If not, they were asleep. I took them to New York to their auditions and things. You were busy working. That's why half the time you don't really know what went on. All you knew, they were in trusted hands between me and mom. And you just worked, made the money, and tried to provide. But
So, mommy,
time,
I want 1 second before are you finished with that story?
that story, yes. I was just going to tell you
Okay.
the last time I
No,
took
no, no,
pictures
no,
with
no,
them.
no. You can continue. I just want to address that story, and if my sister was around, I'd address her as well, because you've dealt with death. You had 2 husbands died, your mother, your brother. Like you've dealt with a lot of death, and I all I can say is think of everything that you felt and multiply that times a badillion. And that's what I was
Mhm.
feeling at that time. So I just truly want to apologize because I know I was a nasty itch because I was mad. My son was taken away from me. And at that point, and I didn't even know that situation happened with you and Reed. But yeah, at that time, I was just like, I was really, really upset. What is your funniest memory of Molly? Oh, someone from LinkedIn. Who is that on LinkedIn? Share who you are. So, mommy, I do want to apologize to you because I even yelled at my sister, guys. The family wanted to sit in the front of the church, and I was like, no. I was so angry. I wanted his friends in the front. And even I called it an after party. So if I hurt any of my family's feelings, I'm not saying I'm sorry because I'm not sorry. I would not change anything because that's what I needed to cope. That's how I got through the situation. And, if you think about it, at the funeral, I didn't cry. Renee, hi, Renee. If you guys recall, at the funeral, I didn't cry at all. Like, I bought these expensive glasses and I guess because I was just being strong for everyone. So, mommy, I truly apologize for saying, woo, I'm an itch. Truly sorry for saying lucky that you made it in there because I was just mad.
I
So
know. I do accept it because, like you said, I've been through it a few times, but it never gets easy. And with it being my only grandson, somebody that I never expected because he had been through so much between being thrown out of the car when I was told, and then the police said if he didn't have his seatbelt on, he would have died. And I'm like,
no, 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 no. He had his seatbelt off. If he would have
yeah,
had it
if he would
on,
have had it on, he would have died.
well,
And I'm
well,
like, usually they say if he would have had the seatbelt on, but they said
yeah.
if he wouldn't have had it on, if he would have. But anyway, between that and the eyes, and just when things looked like they were going good for him, he
Mhm.
got the one store, he got the Philly store, and then he was working on the Miami store. I was feeling proud because the last time I had went in the store was Broadway was having their Thursday night music, and they had Aaron Neville. He was the guest singer. And I was walking between the store and just up the street by the Y to watch it. And I came back down, and they were all in the back and they were counting the money, and I freaked. I totally freaked out. I
Lots of
saw
money,
so
right?
much money. I had never seen so much money in my life. I had to get out of the store.
Girl, did
And
I
I
ever tell
went
you what he did I ever tell you what he
and
did to me?
I went back to the show because I couldn't take it. But before I went, that's those pictures that you see of me and him in the store. That's when we took those pictures. And one thing he did have, he had told the guys at the store that if ever his grandmother called, make sure they gave him the phone. He wouldn't take everybody's phone call,
Oh my
but if
gosh.
I called to take my phone call, and that made me feel so
Aw.
special, and I
Aw.
miss him so much. I actually try not to think about anything because then I get sad, and then it becomes a domino effect of all the deaths that I really didn't deal with because I would always hop on a plane and go. But with
Well,
COVID, can't go too far, can't go home. Well, hopefully next
exactly.
year we'll go home, because I
Exactly,
miss it.
exactly, exactly. I just want to, only because you were talking about money. I don't know if I told you the story. We were in the car one day and he had a money bag and he gave me the money bag. It was $10,000 in the bag. I'm just like, boy, where'd you get this money from? So that just goes to show you guys, it's all about mindset. Okay, we did not
Because
come from
the
money.
machine like the bank, and I'm like,
Yeah, money counting
it,
machine.
it
Like
was
that's what
it
you.
was above me. I could not handle it because the business was moving so fast, and it was amazing. Was like his life had finally gotten to where he wanted it. He was happy, and he was branching out. He had the young kids working in the
Mm.
store for him. He even had this one little kid
I
told him when he turned
know.
16, come back, I'll give you your first job. And
I'm just very grateful right now. in the past, like if you would have seen me talking about this a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd be crying and bawling. And now I'm here like the proud mama. And it's true, like you said, if you're out there, guys, and I don't care how old you are, I don't care your race, your age, your size, you can accomplish anything that you want. You personally have to just believe in yourself. Because I remember when you told me I'm opening up a store, mom, I'm like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. Like I was somewhat a little bit negative to myself. I just kind of left it alone. But the question on the table, mommy, what do you think Jamal would say about this sneaker drive? But before that, Renee wants to know your funniest memory of him.
Funniest.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I left out a part in the story about between Louis and me because it was funny, but it wasn't funny. He got so confused when he stopped in the middle and started crying. He peed himself.
Yes, he was
He's
a
only like six, 5 or 6.
yeah. Yeah, my sunny boy. My sunny
And
boy.
I cried because I realized what we were doing. But
Mm,
Louis said he was trying to make him strong, turn him into a strong minded man.
yeah,
I
some
don't
people
know.
just don't know how to
Maybe
raise
that's an
children.
Italian thing. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you think he would say about this sneaker drive that we're doing? What do you think he'd be thinking?
He'll probably be saying, "Mommy, you need to do more." But he would definitely be all in. He if he was here, he would work so hard that he would want to take you and D and himself along with the sneakers. That's how
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, I just want to, before we get out of here, she had said something, and we haven't really touched on this a lot. He was extremely giving. Like she said, he had the store, and this was Rahway Town. Think of your a town, it's a suburban town, and there's really nothing too popular there. It was like, if you guys remember back in the day where there was like a Woolworth and like those kind of stores, that store that's been there for like 1,000 years, that's kind of like what Rawway was like. They had a machine. You guys ever go to the beach and they have those machines and it's a claw and the claw goes down and picks up a game or whatever? He did that for sneakers, but he was charging $20 a pop. Like you put a $20 bill in,
Mhm.
the claw goes down, picks it up. There would be lines and lines of people to play this game because the sneakers that were in there cost so much money. So this store in Rahway was known all over the place. Like if you Google the name Jamal Gaines, he's gonna pop up all over the place. And I say that to say he didn't keep it to himself. And the haters are gonna hate, right? Like the people that killed
Mhm.
him, the people who know who killed him, because guys, we don't know who killed my son. We have no idea. And God probably did it that way because legit, I'd probably kill the person myself.
We
No, I'm
do.
joking. No, but somebody would kill him. But yeah, he was so giving to the point where he did things, and I don't know if he snuck and did these things or he just didn't. We all did so much. Like think of what I do. He was like that times 10. But there was a YMCA right next to the shop, and afterwards they told me he would go there during the Boy Scouts and hang out and talk and to the Boy Scouts. And like she said, she would give kids jobs. Like the mom would come and the little boy came to the funeral. And I think the kid was like 7 or 8. And you know how you have
Mhm.
flyers, promotional flyers? Jamal would pay the kid $5. I'm sorry, the machine was $5. It wasn't $20. It was $5. Because the mom said Jamal would pay the kid $5 to go give out flyers. And the boy would use that $5 to play the vending machine game. But then he
Mhm.
gave him back the $5. And he was always just supporting people and giving. And again, after he was murdered, and this is what makes me feel so freaking good, guys. Like the emails, the text messages, the Facebook messages I get, and I get messages from people saying, because of Jamal, I went back to college. He was like, go back to
Mhm.
school. Because of Jamal, I started my business. If you're wondering what we're talking about, we're doing a sneaker drive, guys. Go to lionhearted.app. You can go there and you can give it. There's 4 ways of actually how you can support this drive. I'm doing it in honor of my son. This will be 6 years that he was murdered. This would be the 10th year high school graduation. If you live in Rahway and you are watching it, I think it's this weekend. Hold on. No, it's next weekend. Next weekend at Butch Coles, Knowles, or whatever, you can go there and donate sneakers. They're going to have a box there to donate. We need sizes for children. We don't need big old
Yes.
shoes. We need little
Yes, we
shoes,
need
guys.
the little one, sizes 4 through
Three to
9,
seven, seven, 3 to 7,
3
three
to
to
7.
seven, 3 to 7 children's sizes at Butch Cole's. There'll be a bin there for you to drop off sneakers. That's one way how you can donate is by donating. You can mail them. Go to that app, you'll see it. The second way is you can donate money. Like I said, we're shipping these sneakers to Nigeria and it's a little pricey. So anything you donate will be greatly appreciated. $5, $10, whatever. Maybe you want to be a sponsor. The third way of how you can support is by supporting one of our events. A couple of weeks, 4th of July, I did an event in Georgia to promote. I'm having an event in New Jersey, August 13th. It's a Saturday. It's a women's empowerment event. And 10% of the proceeds will be going towards this initiative as well. And the last way, just promote, reshare, post, tell a friend, tell a whatever. And why should you do this? You're probably saying, well, one, to support the cause. I'm sorry, guys. I've been up all day and I know you all have been up all day. I'm getting to the point. I'm sorry. Why you should support. One is I'm thinking about the children at the school. I could have easily stopped at 100. We do have over 100 sneakers now, but there's about 218 kids in the school. And if you look at any of the postings, you'll see the pictures of the children, you see the videos of the children, and they look so cute. They have uniforms, but they're barefoot. And someone said to me, well, they don't wear shoes in Africa. Well, maybe they don't wear shoes because they don't have them.
Mhm.
Hello? Think about it. The school is right, it's actually near the water. So there's like water and it's like dirt. So one way, is to give back to help the children at the school. And the second way, in honor of him, this is how I'm honoring him. This is how I am saying, you know what, Molly, you didn't die in vain. And I was just going to say, I've just been so strong these past few weeks and days, like no tears, because it's like, it goes a long time with like feeling super strong. And then it just kind of hits you, kind of like, and this would make me feel kind of good. Just the fact like, okay, he died, he's gone, but at least his death means something and it's going to support someone. Plus, my daughter and I are celebrating our 50-30 this year. I'm turning 50, she's turning 30, and it's kind of like a celebration for us. So, Mommy, I see you looking at me. You look like you want to say something.
I'm just here overwhelmed. I'm looking forward to the event. I'm coming to Jersey. I'm nervous.
Why are you
I don't
nervous?
know why. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, about the
Um,
women's
when
empowerment
I
event?
come, is it going to be still too late to bring any more sneakers? Because, well, I saw Walmart has some cute little ones on sale for $7. So I figured I'll pick up a few pairs for the
You
little
are
ones.
always shopping. No, we're actually collecting sneakers at the event. So
Oh,
you will
so
be
I could
able
bring
to,
them. I could buy
yes.
them and bring them.
Well, we're close. We're close to our number. So if we hit our number, I'm
They
just
were
going to start
little.
asking. She's into a little.
They
Well,
were little.
I'm going to start pushing donations soon because we're close to our 300. So I'm going to be like,
Oh, okay.
donate, 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 send the money, because then I'll have all these sneakers and no money to ship them.
Well,
So,
yeah, and it's expensive. It's very
yes,
expensive. To
yes.
send one pair of sneakers is 50 something dollars to send to Bermuda. So I don't know about Nicaragua and 300 pairs.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria. Sorry.
You said Nicaragua. All righty, guys. Well, if you have tuned in, I want to thank you, LinkedIn. I want to thank you, Facebook. I want to thank you, YouTube. Guys, please share the link. Please support. You can go to lionhearted.app. Any donation is greatly appreciated. My sunny boy is shining down. Mommy, don't forget to get the photo for Tuesday, the banner for August. Aww.
It's already
But
on my suitcase.
it's on your suitcase. So listen to this. You guys see that picture behind that person behind Jamal? That kid's name is Corey. And part of me would say, cut Corey's face out of the picture and just have Jamal. But I can't do that. You know why? Because Corey was there when Jamal took his last breath. He was there and he actually was like taking the blood out of his mouth, trying to help him breathe. When I got to the scene, because the cops kept him inside when it happened, he came out and he hugged me first. And this man at the time had to easily have been over 300 pounds, easily. And he just hugged me and put all of his weight on me. And I was just like, Whew. But it was intense. So that's why I don't take Corey's picture out, because he was there with my sonny boy. And I'm rambling again. I don't know if you guys ever heard of mediums, and I don't even know if I ever told you this story, mommy. But I spoke to like 2 or 3 different mediums, and I actually have it recorded. I should listen to it once. And the medium told me he was not alone when he died, that my grandmother was there and my father was there to greet him as he transitioned over to heaven. So that made me feel really good. Did I ever tell you that, mommy?
No, I don't think so. I remember you guys were meeting somebody at the store, but
Yeah, that was a
you
long
guys
meeting.
were
And then
too upset to talk at the time.
I recorded the whole session. It's in my iPad. Wherever my iPad is, it was like a 3 hour call, guys, because his girlfriend was there. It was me. It was Dee Dee. Our goal was to find the murderer. Let me tell you, me and Dee Dee were like Sherlock Holmes. We had, oh my gosh, we had so much. And then I went to another medium, and he was standing behind me. And this medium was so good. She described everything, and it was intense. But anyway, I shall digress. I'm gonna get some food
Yeah.
now. I'm hungry. I'm glad it stopped raining because it was pouring. Mommy, did you see my video yesterday of these North Carolina? I can't even say
Baby,
streets.
I felt for you. I knew exactly how you felt the first time I went South Carolina, and I called myself going to the corner store, girl. Got lost, said never again. Take me back to Jersey.
I went to visit Renee and get my nails done, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a long drive, guys. I moved from New Jersey to North Carolina, if you're watching, and then from where I was, I'm in another town, which is like, I think this is South North Carolina. I don't freaking know, but I do miss my New York. I do miss my New Jersey, and this is what I realized, mommy. Okay, as I was driving through North Carolina yesterday, I was like, okay, I don't like it, but I like it, if that makes any
Mhm.
sense. Like I'm looking at these homes, and there was this home and it had a nice lake behind it. There was another home with like acres of land, and I'm like, I don't like this. Like I don't want to be in the house, but I like this. So this is what's made me feel good. I'm cool with living here, but a girl's gotta travel. Like every month or every 2 months, I gotta be out of here. Like I cannot sit in this. I will go insane. So
Why you think I used to travel every 3 months? I go crazy if I'm sitting. I need to go over some salt water.
yeah, well, I
Oh,
don't know
I
about the
need
salt
so
water,
bad.
but the energy of New York, the energy of New Jersey,
I
yo,
get
son,
tired of it now. I
uh,
like my peace and quiet.
I love how you're holding Molly up. Hey, Sunny boy, wasn't my Sunny boy the cutest thing, guys? Okay, one last story before I get out of here. Put the picture closer, Bonnie. If you guys look at this picture closely, okay, you got to back up. You notice he has long locks. Some people call them dreadlocks, but they're actually locks. I was a single mom, didn't really have that much money, so I called myself cutting Jamal's hair. I would cut his hair. I couldn't afford to take him to a barber shop. And if you know, like when you do a boy's hair, you have to do that line in the front. And I kept doing it further and further and further back. So he was like, stop, mom. You're not cutting my hair anymore. And that's why he actually decided to start wearing locks. There's more to the story. So they started growing, and he's very attractive. Like I loved back in the day, not anymore, loved locks. And he would always joke with me, and he'd pull them really tight so it looked like he cut his hair, and he'd call me like, Mom, I cut my hair. And I'd start screaming at him. I'm like, stop screaming, stop cutting your hair. But he never cut it. And then one day he went to California because that was his goal. His store was called East Coast Kicks. Actually, it was called East Coast Kicks. But he really wanted to open up a shop in California, and he was going to call it Cali Kicks. That was his thing. He had everywhere he wrote Cali Kicks, Cali Kicks, Cali Kicks. So he went to California with his girlfriend Tati, who we will love forever because she loved him. Jamal was a, let's just say we love Tati because she put up with him. He was a lot. He was a lot. And I thank you, Tati. I really thank you for
Mhm.
loving my sonny boy. And anyway, he went to California, and he went there for business because he was a business professional. He owned a store in Rahway. He had a second store in Pennsylvania. Again, he was shooting to get a store in California. And he said he cut his hair. He cut his locks, guys. He cut them off, put them in a bag. And I wanted to keep them for myself, but then he threw them in the garbage because he said that that's a whole nother story with the Molly lock. Anyway, I said, why did you cut your hair? And he said, because the white people were treating him different. They didn't respect him because he had the lock. So he cut his hair. And he said when he cut his hair, they all treated him differently. Mommy, did you not know that story?
Yes, I did. And I
Oh,
know why you didn't get the locks, because you didn't pick them up from the store.
exactly. Like, yeah, he threw them in the garbage. And then I could go on for guys. Let me tell you, if you know someone who's lost a loved one, just get them to talk about them. That'll make them feel good. Like he had cut it. This is how money meant nothing to him. Like money comes, money goes, and that's probably why I am the way I am now. It's like I'm sad to say I don't save. I don't save money. Like save for what? Like I could walk out this door and get eaten by a bear because I'm in a damn country. No, I'm joking. But he would just like spend money like, and I guess because he saw a lot of money coming, so he's like, he spent it. It was Halloween and he had cut his locks out. And there's a way you can put the locks in your hair to reconnect them. And I remember I have a cool picture of us. My lip gloss is popping. It's him with his locks. And we went to his sister's game and he paid like $180 to get his locks put back in his hair because he wanted them for Halloween. He didn't even keep it in his hair a week. I'm like, dude, you just got your hair done. And just like, you know, how money was just like, hey, I say you got to spend it to get it, but that's a bad philosophy. Okay, it's 4 o'clock now. I was supposed to have a meeting at 3:30, mommy, but
Mm.
yeah, I'm a little late. But it's my sunny boy, and I don't care because I kind of miss him a little bit, um, a lot of it. But anyway, I got to pay, so we're definitely getting out of here. All right, mommy, peace. A
I just
bottle of
want
hair
to
grease.
thank you. Love you.
Yes. Did this open up your heart a little bit? Make you feel a little good? Share some stories?
Yes. Yes, I feel a little closer to you. I was feeling way out there in them woods that you were driving through.
When? Why?
Think about it.
No, share. Because you know this is probably the only time we're going to get to talk.
Because you've been so distant with everything you're doing that I've been on the back burner. Like I tell Pete, you got to be on a need to know basis. But this time
Girl,
around, I know a lot. I told him this is the
girl.
first time I know what's going on.
Didn't we talk yesterday? Yes.
Briefly, very briefly.
But we talked. I even saw Elisa. So yes, we did talk.
Oh yes, you talk to Elisa more than me. You all call and say, "How you doing, mommy? How you
By
doing,
the
Grandma?"
way, by the
Fine.
way,
And then, where's
by the way,
Elisa?
hello, where is Elisa? Where is she?
In her room playing.
Go get her. Go get her. Hurry up. So, guys, let me
Take
tell
my
you a little bit
phone.
about Elisa. Okay. So, when Molly was murdered, my sister was engaged to be married, and my son was supposed to walk her down the aisle. I was supposed to go to the wedding. When did Natalie get married, mommy? What month? Hey, girl.
April.
Hey. Hey, girl.
Huh?
Hey. How you doing?
Playing in the
What are you doing?
bathroom.
No, I'm not. Clean my room. What's she doing?
Making a mess.
Girl. Girl. What's she doing? How old is she now?
5. She'll go 6 in October. She's a first grader.
Yes.
She goes first
So
grade. So
when did you say was Natalie's wedding?
April, I believe was the 19th, somewhere around in there.
So I always say in life, I don't regret anything, but I can think of one thing that I'm super regretful for that I didn't go to my sister's wedding, but I just mentally was not at a place. Jamal was murdered February 26th, and her wedding was in April, and I just did not go.
It was
Um,
hard.
yeah, yeah, life was
Because when Tina
hard.
first said we couldn't afford it, Jamal was like, "We're going."
Where did she get married?
Aruba.
Aruba. Yeah, I was like, no, we can't afford it, and you know, he's like, we're going. So I was just so sad, and I don't even think I've ever told my sister, but I'm sure she understood. But he was supposed to walk her down the aisle, and my sister was pregnant with Elisa at the time, so that's like our Molly child. All right, mommy, I gotta go pee, and I'm hungry. So for real, real, peace in the bottle of hair grease. I'm getting us out of here. Bye, 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 bye.